Hey everyone, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and today I'll be unboxing Zombicide 2nd Edition and all the Kickstarter goodness with this one. I'm really excited about checking out all this new stuff. So this game is also very important as it marks the beginning of where I started this huge endeavor. As I have always been a board game fan since I was little, but Zombicide, the very first original Zombicide, as you can see, this box is really banged up as I played this a ton when I got it. This is the game that got me back into the hobby of board games. Up until this point, like I said, I've played board games since I was a little kid, but got away from them and got into tabletop miniatures. I was a huge Warhammer fan, loved Warhammer Fantasy, and played it for years and years and years with a gaming group of mine until I saw this game at a small convention that I was going to participate in and compete in. And fell in love with it right before it went to Kickstarter, and that was actually the very first Kickstarter I ever did. I never heard of Kickstarter before Zombicide, so that is the game that took me down this rabbit hole and is the reason why I'm in a way here today making these videos and all the other videos that I've done throughout the years. So this is a really interesting title for me as it takes me back to those times, and that was a long ramble, so hopefully you're still interested in seeing what this game has to offer. So without further ado, let's go ahead and head to the table and we'll see what's in the box. So let's start with the core box and see what's in here. So we're greeted right away with the rulebook, and it's a pretty decent sized rulebook, but I'm sure they have the missions in there as well, which they do. So we have components, and then the time of Zombicide, and for those of you that have played the original Zombicide, here's a quick guide to all of the changes. So if you just want to know what the changes are, it is right there for you to check out. From there we have setup, the basics, and then we get into the player's actions and all those different things. The zombies and how they work, player phase, zombie phase, combat, equipment, and then we have some of the other different things, so companions and ultra red mode, increasing the difficulty, and then we're into the missions. So we have a number of missions included in this one. There are, looks like about 15 of them, yep. And then finally all the new and updated skills in the back here. So all the skills for the different survivors are all found there. Then we have the pizza box. So this is going to contain all the miniatures and that. So for the Zombicide, this is the first one from the original set that is going to have plastic trays. These are really nice. I love these. They're very cool. Keep track of all your adrenaline points and your 5 cards that you can hold at any time. Then we have the survivors. So we have the 6 original: Doug, Josh, Amy, Ned, Wanda, and Ellie has been replaced, or is replacing Phil, the cop that was in the original one. So she is replacing him, and those are the originals. And then there's a second set of survivors now. These are the little kids. So you can play an entire team of kids, and they have their little icon up in the top corner, and they all also have 1 fewer hit points. So all the kids are only going to have 2 hit points. So we have a whole selection of those as well. You'll have a set of 6-sided dice and all the tokens for the marker, all your markers as you level up, and bases for your characters. Then the new decks of cards. So we have the redesigned cards for the spawning cards, all the different runners and fatties, walkers, and all that. And there's going to be a new type of card in here, the rush cards. So these are going to spawn enemies and then activate those particular enemies. So really, really nasty cards on top of the extra activation cards. And they're also color coordinated, so you'll always know. So you have your regular spawn cards that are going to have the black background to them. The extra activation cards will have the red, and the rush cards are going to have the yellow background. And then we'll have abomination cards now, which are going to have you spawn from a separate deck of cards, the abomination deck. And so there are going to be different types of abominations that have special rules for them. And then you'll be able to add additional ones as well if you have the Kickstarter extras that I'm going to get into in a little bit. Or there's also going to be a abomination pack that I'll also show off. Then we have the new starting weapons, the fire axe, pistol, crowbar, and baseball bat. There are no frying pans anymore. I was a little upset about seeing that. I always kind of found it fun to play with the frying pans, but there is good reason to it. And then we have the pimp weapons now. So there's an entire deck of weapons that are the pimped out weapons. They're really nasty, like the golden AK-47, the evil twins. We even have some zombies in there, the gun blade, and all these different cool cards that are going to give you all kinds of nice power-ups. And then finally, we're going to have the blue-backed cards. This is going to be your search deck, and these are going to have all those iconic cards such as the chainsaw and the sawed-off shotgun, the katana, canned food. But unlike before, they actually are going to give you experience points now. You'll get 3 experience points for food, water, and the other thing that's in there, I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, rice, that's right. There's rice in there. And then the Molotovs are not going to be constructed anymore. You'll simply find them completed. So that is also a change in the deck of cards. And the sniper rifle is the same way. You won't have to construct the sniper rifle anymore. You will simply just find it, and it'll be ready to go for you. Then we have all the miniatures. So these are going to be separated into 2 sections. So first off, we have all the runners and the 4 new abominations. And these are pretty cool looking. There's a good amount of detail to these. And it looks like the mold lines are very minimal, so those will be really nice to paint up, and there won't have to be too much cleaning beforehand. Then we have the different survivors, so the 12 that are included. Underneath that, we are going to have all of the new walkers and fatties. And you'll notice that they do give you different colors for them as well. So the walkers are the light gray, where the fatties and runners are dark gray, so you can easily distinguish which models are which without having to really get in there and look and notice that these are running poses where these are just walking poses. And these guys are huge, man. These fatties have definitely munched on a lot of humans. From there, then we have all the different tiles and tokens. So again, as in Zombicide fashion, there'll be 9 main tiles are included. We have the cop car tokens and pimpmobile tokens. You'll get 3 of those. And then I have all of the other markers down here. We have all the doors and pimp boxes. So that is another new feature with this one, is that there are pimp boxes and objective boxes that are going to be printed right on each of the tiles. So you'll have spots that you'll be placing these instead of placing out the different objective markers in that from before. And then the doors are also printed right on here as well, so the setup is going to be a lot faster than the old games. And simply when you open a door, then you will place the door marker on there to signify that it is opened as usual. And of course, these tiles have gotten updated artwork as well. And another big thing for those of you that have played the original Zombicide, the sewer hatches have been removed, or the manhole covers. Those are no longer in this game either. So that is something else you might notice as we were going through the spawn cards and that. There are none of those anymore. But all the artwork on these is really nice. I love the new artwork for this. We have an arcade in there. And another big thing that you're going to notice is there's going to be these dark zones. So this is where the zombies are going to spawn now. Unlike before, when you opened up a building, you would spawn in all of the rooms. In this game now, you're only going to spawn in the dark rooms. Really cool artwork on here. Love all the little details. It's fun just kind of looking through here to see all the little Easter eggs and things that they've thrown in here from all the different stuff as well. Really cool. And that's everything that's included in the base game. From there, then I want to move on to the travel mode. This is something I could not pass up. As a kid, obviously, I had all those little travel games, the little magnetized pieces and all that for Sorry and Monopoly and all those. So once I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta have this. This is gonna be sweet. So I gotta check. Let's check this out. So first off, this one has the dice built right into the sides, and then there's a little latch up here that we can open it up. and you'll have all of the components in here. So all the different things to hold all the boards and the player cards and all of their inventory. So everything is kept neat. We have the noise markers and all the little survivors. Oh my goodness, they are so small. That is awesome. I mean, look at that. There's Doug. He is cool. And there's a fair amount of detail there still. So really, really neat. And the abominations in there as well. That's cool. Look at him. Awesome. So small. All the different markers for your different stuff. And all the zombies. So there's the fatties. And this is the old school. These are old school models. That is really neat. The original fatties are in there. That's awesome. And then we have the runners in there as well with their hoodies on and all that. And then the walkers. There's the walkers. We have the police cars and the Pimp-mobiles. And the rule book. And I think that's there's the mission book. And then the cards. So these are the cards for the different survivors. So we have Amy. And there's Doug. There's Phil. Phil's in it. Josh, Ned, and Wanda. On the back of them is just a little brief thing of all of some of their different skills and abilities. That's nice. And we have the cards. So there's the zombie spawn cards. These are so tiny. These are so cool. That's awesome. There's the rush cards. All the different stuff for those. Very, very neat. These are so small. And then the spawn cards. There's all those. So cool. And of course, the little boards. These are awesome. Look at how small these are. And then you'll be able to flip this over. And this is where you're going to set everything up. And there's pegs that will be placed in here to hold all these in place as you do different things. But that is awesome. Look at that. These are so small. I can't wait. I have to do a video for this alone. Like, just playing through on this little board is going to be fun. So I will have a video for that in the future. But yeah, you have all your boards. There's the complete set of 9 boards for this and everything. That is so cool. Next, we have the Reboot Box. So this is all the Kickstarter exclusive stretch goals and all that. First off, we have the new book. So this is going to contain the updated stuff for all the different new abominations that are included in there. And we have the daily zombie house rules and all those different guys, the fatties and all that, welder and sumo wrestler, the unicorn girl, and sports fan. That's awesome. Next, we have all the miniatures for this. So there's a ton packed in here. And this is all the different daily zombies and the new abominations in there. That's cool. And all of the survivors. And there is a ton of them in here. Wow, look at all those guys. There's the queen with her Gatling gun. That's awesome. So some great new survivors. Lots of good detail on these guys. And then we have there's all the new cards for the abominations. All the different ones. And the new pimp weapons. There's a whole bunch of those. Wrecking ball, zombie costume, the mummy abomination. Oh man, you can find an abomination in there. Looks like some for the campaign as well. So level 5s are locked in that. Very cool. And then there's the bigger abominations. Man, look at that. There's Cthulhu. Awesome. And the mummy and the Slender Man kind of abomination. And then all of the cards. So if you backed any of the original Zombicides way back, there is going to be all those in there as well. You have all the ones from this one. So here's all those. And then once you get through those, then we have all the original ones. So if you have any of the other Zombicides any of the old models for any of those, they're all here. So there is a ton of them included in this, all the old ones for the artist packs and all that. So all of them have been updated so that there's cards for every survivor that has ever been in Zombicide. There is a massive, look at that, that is a huge pile. Wow. You could literally play Zombicide for probably the rest of your life and never have to play the same survivor twice. Next is one of the new expansions. So this one is Washington ZC, and this is going to add a new campaign expansion. So this is really exciting as they've never had a campaign in Zombicide. So this is going to add some really cool new things into this. We have a clock now, and there's light beams. So all kinds of new stuff to check out within Zombicide. We have some new tiles. So we get 6 new tiles with this one. We got the, ooh, there's a tank. That's awesome. All the new tiles. So we have military zone. There's the different presidential things and that. Awesome. Wow. Oh, there's the Oval Office. Very cool. Very cool. There's a new tracker here. So we have bonus actions, campaign skills, CXP, equipment kept. So that's really neat. So that'll keep track of all your stuff. There's the Humvee and the light tokens. The new survivors, so we'll have 6 new survivors in this one. And a couple new companions. And there's the day tracker, as well as some new dice and some new cards. So these are all separated, so I'm not going to peek at these, but we have all kinds of different things that'll be revealed at certain points. So that's cool, all kinds of hidden stuff, always neat. And we have some new cards here as well. So these have locks on them, so they'll only be able to get these at certain points or something, maybe, or you can only use these after certain levels and whatnot. So that's cool. And then the other deck is all the other cards. So new starting items, there's all the different pimp weapons, and another new deck of all the original weapons in that, sawed-offs and shotguns, sniper rifles, SMGs, water, so all that stuff. And we have the different backs for them in that. Very cool. Next is Fort Hendricks. So this is another campaign expansion. This one has military stuff with it. So again, we have the rules and missions and a bunch of new tiles. We got 6 new tiles as well. So these are all the different street zones. Very cool. Awesome. We have another tracker for the campaign, and these we have 6 new survivors with this one. So these are military survivors, some medics and all that cool stuff. And we have the military zombies as well. Awesome. We have those note cards again, so those will be revealed at certain points. And another companion, it looks like, or whatnot. And all the new cards for the spawn deck and all that. And then the deck of equipment cards. So some of the older equipment cards, and then all these new ones for certain things. All kinds of cool stuff. From there, then I have a bunch of little boxes. So here is a single new survivor. This is Gabriel, and he comes with a miniature and his survivor card. So that'll add a whole nother survivor. If you don't have enough already, there's another one. And the zombie and companion. So this is an upgrade deck. So this will have all of the cards for all the original Zombicide stuff. So if you have any of the original stuff, such as the dog box or the undead dogs or the crows and all of the other stuff that was additional stuff, this is the upgrade pack for that. So you can include all that stuff. We have the presidential box, so this is part of one of those campaigns. So if you wanted to play as the team of presidents, you can do that. There's a full 6 of them, and each one of them has a special red button, which is a new special additional rule, which kind of works like a Molotov cocktail. So we have President 45, 44, 43, 42, and 40, and then 16. So the presidents, if you want to be the surviving presidents, you can use this pack. Next is the 3D car pack. So this is the only new thing that I bought for the Zombicide. There was a bunch of other stuff you could get. I have some of that, the 3D doors and all that, but I had to get these as this is the first time they've had these, and they are so cool. There's little rubber tires and all that. They have little spots for each one of these survivors to be able to be placed in there. These are just super cool. And there's the Pimpmobile. Awesome. And then I have the Danny Trejo box. So this has got his stuff in it. This is his exclusive models with his machetes and all that stuff. There's his Abomination version. Very cool. We have his card in there. He has his own special starting ability. Very, very, very cool. He gets to roll extra dice with melee attacks or melee actions performed with machetes. The extra dice amount scales with the survivor's danger level. Oh man, that's awesome. So he is just going to be a melee maniac. And the final new box I have is the Urban Legends. This is an additional Abomination pack. So if you want to add even more Abominations to your games, adding more variety, you can do so with the Abductor and the Chupacabra, the Killer Clown, and the Sewer Crocodile. And these guys are really cool, man. Look at that. That is a big clown. He's got balloons he's going to give you and so much more. Awesome. And that is everything. So, like I said, I didn't get everything that was included in this one. There was, I think, another Survivor pack and all that, but obviously I have all the old stuff, so I didn't think I really needed any new Survivors on top of everything else I have. Like I said, I could probably play Zombicide for an entire year and never play with the same Survivors twice. So I hope you found that video helpful. If you have any comments or questions, leave those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. And let me know in the comments below as well what other kind of videos you'd like to see for this. I'll probably do a playthrough video and I will probably do a teaching video which will round out my Zombicide videos, as I have one for the Zombicide Invader and I had one for Black Plague, and I never got around to doing one for the original Zombicide series. So this is a great place to do that, as this is a new version of it. And then if there's anything else you want to see, I might look at doing one of those campaigns as well. That looks really cool and exciting, and that might be fun to do on camera. So let me know in the comments below. I love hearing from you. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos and leave me feedback on them. I do really appreciate it, and take into account everything you say to make the best possible videos. Until next time, I'll see you later.